This video is to show you guys how to create groups to help facilitate collaborative work with online students. So this class is actually a training class that I have, so there's actually no students registered to it. The only people who are in there are actually faculty members. So one of the ways to encourage collaboration is providing students with a platform. Since online classes, at least at Madera in State Center Community College, uses Canvas, you can actually create a Canvas for each of the groups. So in order to do so, what you would do is go to People. So again, these are faculty members. They're not actually students. So what you could do is create a group set. So this would be if you have particular projects that you want students to work collaboratively on it. You can do self-assignment. This is where students can basically select which group that they want to be a part of. Now with this, it's basically left up to them. I tend not to do this because students often don't self-select a group. You have half of the class that has already assigned, and then you have the other half that basically haven't done anything. So what I usually encourage is posting in either the announcement tab or discussion that it's time to sign up for a group, and then allow them to self-select themselves into a group. So you can do split students into groups. So you get to identify how many groups you want them to have. But my preference is actually to create groups manually. This is where I have better control of who's in what group, and also allows the students to let me know who they want to work with. So I'm going to hit save. Then all I'm going to do is create a group. So team 1, I usually actually allow them to create their own team names if they want one. If they want to be creative, sometimes it has to be their topic detail, so it really varies. So since I only have 2 faculty members in this particular sandbox course, I'm only going to limit it to 2. So team 1, all I have to do is just click and drag their names, and then they basically get assigned to a group. So the way that they would check the group membership that they're in, there's usually a hyperlink above the calendar on Canvas that basically will take them into their group. Another way to do that is actually clicking the Groups tab on Canvas, and then it'll actually show their particular group membership here. So I'm going to hit K through 12. So this one is actually a group that I am a part of. So this is an example of what a student will see when they access their group's Canvas page. So much like our regular Canvas, they'll have home, announcements, pages, people, discussions, files, if they want to have any conferences or collaboration. So in this case, this is actually an announcement that I've created. So if the students actually set up their alerts right, if any student puts in an announcement, it should actually ping and notify them that they have an announcement. So this is the announcement page. Pages, if they want to create their own page depending on the project. People, so they actually know who is a part of their group. Now in this case, these are all faculty members or administrators here at Reedley College. So I'm not breaking any kind of FERPA laws. In terms of discussions, if there are specific discussion items that the group wants to have, they can post here. Files, if they want to share any sorts of files, it's also here. So the good part with using the people and create groups within Canvas is they already have access to it anyways, and this will give them more familiarity and comfortability with Canvas, especially since they are already navigating through Canvas. A way for you to be able to see what the students are doing is if you actually post a discussion tab, a question within Canvas, and then you can actually have access to it. So I'll show you just how to do that in just a second. Okay, so this is actually one of my live classes that I use groups on Canvas for. So this is actually one of the assignments that they have. So when you're creating an assignment, I'll show you what it looks like. Provide directions, what you want them to do. And then make sure that you hit this is a group discussion, and then identify which group it is that you want. And then of course the available and until date. So when they post, you can actually see all of the groups, which groups have posted. So I'm going to click on one of them. So for this is actually their group, and if you really wanted to see what's going on within their group discussion, providing a discussion tab where groups have to respond can allow you access into that group. So this is their home tab. They haven't really set up their home tab. They have not done any kind of announcements. Of course, no pages. I'm not going to hit people because this is actually live students. Discussions. So they actually shared their phone numbers. So for this group, I know that they are actually communicating by text message. They have a group text set up. Any sort of files that they might have sent. So I can see that they are actually actively working on it. In terms of conferences and collaborations, any kind of information that they have, I can also look into it. By creating a discussion tab on and having the groups respond, you can actually switch between the groups. So I'm going to switch to a different group. So for them, they're not using the announcement. They haven't created a page. In terms of discussions, they haven't really been active. In terms of files, I can see that they're actually working on things. So usually if they're not active on Canvas, I ask them what sort of platforms that they're using. So I know with this particular group, when I checked in with them, they are actually actively using the Google Share folder. So I clicked on the last group here, and if you enable collaborations for them, it actually allows them to collaborate using Google Docs. So for Google Docs, they actually have to have a Google account. For our school, we do actually have Office 365 as an account that they could use. So for them, all they have to do is just log into their Office 365 account, and they can actually collaborate on Word, PowerPoint, as well as Excel on their project.